afternoon. It's our 3 p.m. Saturday again. So I am here to deliver the most needed knowledge to the public. Whoever logged into our YouTube channel will see what we have for you. Today's topic is about business continuation. Business continuation if owners of the business get deported or the owner went out of the country, could not come in. How do you continue your business? Before we get there, let's take a look at our website, communitycpa.com. That is our website. When you come over here, you will notice the buttons on the top, on the right. The first button is on board with us. This is the button that you can log in. You can create your own login and start uploading your documents to us without even being our client. It is a secured upload, so you don't worry about data missing and stolen, and you can securely upload your data to us. Write us a note so we know you are new, you have questions, so we will take over your data and get back to you. This is what we call convenient onboarding. You don't have to call us if you are overseas for whatever reason and you wanted to work with us. You can do that. The other button is the appointment button. That one you can have a video conference with our partners at our firm, and you click one of us, you will see our calendar. When you have the calendar, you can choose your time. So again, it is the freedom of working around your schedule, right? So the next three button is more for our client. And if you are our client, you have a payroll button because you're running payroll with us. And if you do taxes and accounting, sales tax, all the other things with us and the consultation work with us, then you will have a client portal where you can log in to receive all of your documents right there. Of course, pay invoice button is how we get supported by you, and I really appreciate every single client we have. And as a firm, we have more than 12,000 clients, and all of you are coming through our system, supporting us one way or another, so we appreciate you. The other important website access to community CPA is this what I called social media platform we have on YouTube channel. If you subscribe to this channel, you will get notifications from us every week. We have total of 4 webinars we put out in a week. So Saturday it is 3 p.m. This is where I am. Occasionally other partners would come in to replace me if there's a topic that is not in my area, then other partner will come in to talk. This is a 1-hour session. Then during the week we have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, which Tuesday is English and Wednesday is Chinese. Then we have a Spanish session, which we translate the relevant webinars into different language for the convenience of our client. And we used to have Vietnamese channel, and we didn't really we have work to do to develop our internal resources so folks can come online to speak Vietnamese and translating those webinars to Vietnamese community. But wait for us, it will be there soon. These are the data about our firm, and we number people, so we list everything by numbers. You can see that 12,000. That's not an estimate. That's actual clientele we have in our system, and we have 40 professionals, 27. This is the number of years community CPA serve the public, and we speak collectively. We speak 10 different languages, and so you can tell that it's a real potpourri of collections with this intelligence, right? We have from different communities, and we're just one of the professional group that has a lot of cultural background to understand people from all over the world. And then, of course, we have 6 partners in the firm, 5 different offices right now in the United States of America. And our last branch is Houston, Texas branch we established in July of 2024. So I am right now actually in Tennessee, Memphis, where I am meeting clients and spreading the words of community CPA. So really let people know that we're there to serve them. And I served on the National Taxpayer Advocacy Panel, which is the federal advisory committee to IRS for 3 years. Then I have 2 books I wrote. And as a firm, we have one goal, which is to serve small businesses to keep you going and energize you to accomplish more. This is the 2 books that I wrote in 2019 and 2023. So I am doing the 3rd book, which is Appointment with Ying at 2 p.m. Expanding Your Business. This is exactly what the journey of community CPA. So we are expanding our footprints, right, all over the country. So I like to see we accomplish that before the book goes out. The book normally, the first 2 books when I wrote them, I actually put a lot of our client story in there. Obviously, we take the identity out of it, but those stories are all real stories. So that gives the reader a sense of normality. Oh, how people start a business, what they do in business, because all of these things, when you are a business owner, is actually a very lonely game. It's not like you know what to do. You always wonder how is other people do, right? That question is always in your mind. When you hire a person, you go, how they get paid somewhere else. All of these is relevant questions. The book is really designed to give you a normalcy, make you feel like, oh, this is how other people do. That's what I do. And expressing that in a story. So a lot of people love the book for that reason. So I hope that you find that interesting as well. If you buy them on Amazon, you want me to notarize it for you, let me know and come to one of our branch. And I am always in one of the branch. So I will notarize the book for you. The important disclaimer is this non-responsibility disclaimer because our information here is free. We just want to educate the public so you understand what's going on. But once come to you or your friend in particular, you want to engage professional to help you. You may engage community CPA. You may also engage the people you know. There's a lot of wonderful professional service company out there. Community CPA is not alone, and we are the community delivering the most professional service to you. There's many other people doing the same. Whatever you do, making sure that you engage that company, that firm, so everything they provide you, they do for you, they, at a minimum, they have the professional liability insurance to cover their mistake, right? Same thing. So when you look at our webinars and educate yourself, then next step for you is to engage professionals. All right, let's get back to our core issue. So today, what we want to tackle is continuing your business because you spend so much time and energy to develop this sounded business. You have been running the business. But what if, for visa reason, for identity, for the immigration related reason, you no longer can operate that business in United States of America? You got deported or you went out of the country and couldn't come back in. So whatever reason that happened, what is the thing you have to do to make sure that your business still continues? You may still have your spouse or your children in US, right? So for that reason, it is important how many things do you need to do to make sure even if you are not in United States of America, your business still continues. So here are the 6 items we leave for you. So I'll go into each item to explain to you what to do, but I want you to see those are the 6. If you only have 1 minute with me today, I want you to take a screenshot. Just know these are the 6 items you must deal with for your business to continue operate in the United States of America. All right, so let's go for business structure. As corporation, I'm here to tell you, as corporation is the most convenient entity to operate in this situation. No, C corporation. Did I say S? I'm sorry. C corporation is the most convenient entity to operate come to this situation because C corporation allow non-resident owners. It is allowed by the tax law. Okay, if C corporation distribute dividends to a non-resident, then withholding would apply, right? But if you don't distribute anything to the owner, to the shareholder, then there's no taxes at individual level. Whether you are a foreigner or not, it doesn't matter. It's not a taxable event if you don't distribute dividend. So with that said, we know that if you have a C corporation, you run your business and this owner got deported, so what? He become a foreigner and he's not in US and you're not sending dividend over to this person, the business runs just the way it is. Greater than 25% of ownership, if that is foreign, you need to file this form. No big deal. It is information form that you just file. And you don't have to really understand the form. And your CPA firm will do that naturally for you because that is what required. But if the foreign ownership is less than 25%, then that's not even an issue anymore, right? So this is where on the business structure side, that's our number one thing, right? On our business structure side, if that happened to you or will happen to you, and you need to make sure that your company is a C Corp. Partnership and S Corporation, as the person is a member or shareholder, you are no longer a resident of US. There are some issues because you are no longer a resident of US, you got deported, you live somewhere else, not in US. So for LLC, the member of LLC is an individual. So it will trigger you to file 1040-R. So that's a little bit complicated. Not that it's not doable. Everything is doable. But the easiest way is to immediately elect your LLC to be a C Corp. If you can do that, you may say that, oh, Ying, I don't know how to do that. That is why Community CPA is here. That is why other CPA firm existed. So they know how to elect your LLC to be a C Corp. If it is S corporation, you revoke your S corporation status immediately. So if you are 100% shareholder, you become a foreigner, you are not even a resident of US, your status is going to be revoked anyway. So your S corporation, you will revoke your S corporation status, go back to C Corp. And then one other things related to business structure, because we're talking about how to make you a C Corp here, be sure to sign a power of attorney with your CPA so your CPA can operate filing things for you, right? So this is our number one, plain and easy. If you're deported and you think that you will be deported, or you're worried about not be able to coming back in town, and because your visa may not be approved at a gate, then you want to rethink your business structure. Now, let's talk about our item number 2, business ownership. I know how amazing you have done for your business. You build it, and you should not give it up. It is heartbroken to think that you will leave the business in US and you are not able to handle anything. Business is gonna run down by itself, and you just spend all your lifetime for nothing. So to avoid that, the one solution we just give you on the prior slide is to elect a C Corp for your existing business. You can still be the owner. You can still be the shareholder. Know that, right? If you're over 25%, we just need to file additional form. But you are allowed. It is legal, it is proper to still be the shareholder when you elect your business to be a C Corp. If you have a US born or other US status children like a DACA child, okay, you plan to leave them in US. Obviously right now, the current administration didn't really have any decision made related to DACA child or other status of children. And if you have them right now, we can still pass the business ownership to your US born children or to your children with valid US status, right? So that is your option for the ownership. Of course, there's two things we're looking at related to your child, how old they are, right? So if they're over 18 years, they're already young adult. Since you are being deported out of US and you would not be subject to US gift tax, you are already foreigners. So US and other countries always have this what we call tax treaty. So let's say you get deported back to Mexico, okay? So you are Mexico citizen. So you are abide by the tax rules, regulations, requirement in Mexico. So you have a bunch of value and you want to give to your child. You do not subject to U.S. gift taxes. Because remember the U.S. gift tax is that you cannot give more than gift annual amount, right? 18,000 in 2024. That is how much of cash you can give to children without you needing to file gift tax return. So with that said, you can give your business to anyone, including your children. But of course, if they are adult, right, they can take over your business and you can give the ownership to them. So you live your good life elsewhere, but your children who are in US with proper status and born in US, they're citizen, so they can operate your business. You're not giving it up. You're not throwing it away, and legacy remain in your family. But what if your children is minor? If they are minor, they're young, you need to find a guardian to appoint guardian for the minor children. You can still give your ownership to the children, to the minor, but you need a guardian for them. So that guardian, that person will sign for your children until they turn 18, right? And which can be your parent, can be your brothers, sisters, can be anyone that you truly trust. Because even though the guardian don't have ownership, but they do have right to use up your bank balance, right? They have right to write checks and they receive incomes, deposit that in the bank, and they have so much power. And you want to make sure your guardians are someone you can trust. The guardian will sign on the children's behalf. They are the legal owner. The children are your legal owner of your business. So this is a section we're talking about ownership. I paused that thought for you. So you're now kind of thinking, okay, so I got my business structure to be a C Corp. Then I got my business ownership here, and I am still owner, and I have adult children. I could give them 80% of the ownership of the company. I keep 20. So as a foreign shareholder, so I still have my ownership. You see, those plans can start to happen. And if you are just worried about immigration status, I'm not talking about you are in if you are being held in a detention camp and ready to be shipped out, then of course these things are going to be difficult to operate while you are in detention place. But if you ever have that worries, why not start planning that early, right? You don't need to wait till the end. Actually, planning should be business owners' natural tendency. Even if you have a perfect status, we still tell people that you need to plan your taxes. If you don't plan, you lose. So if you don't think ahead, something happens, you lose. So this is what we call think ahead, right? So the number 3 item that we want to talk about is business banking. And business banking is definitely a very important integral part of thinking of transition, thinking of business continuation in the event of you are being deported. So, what are the business banking things? This, I will say, by far is the hardest because we're dealing with different banks. We're dealing with national chartered banks. We're dealing with local community banks. We're dealing with credit unions. The varieties are so much. Sometimes we don't know which one is sure safe. But generally speaking, to add someone to be a signer to your business account, typically you, the owner, need to go with the new added signer in front of the bank to add that signature card into the system. So you need to think of how that how that would be important for you and how early you should do that. Maybe you need to, if you're just worried, then maybe you should do that right now, right? To bring you additional signer to your business bank account, have the signature card in. So when you are not unable to sign, then this person can sign for you because the record is in the bank. And to circumvent this problem, workaround you have is to need to transfer 20% company shares to this person. So let's say you already got deported. You're in the foreign country. Now what to do? You didn't really go in to do the signature. Now your bank is only operating with you remotely. There are things can be done remotely, but some things cannot, right? So with that, and what you can do is to transfer 20% of company shares to the person. The share transfer can be done remotely, okay? And this new owner can open up a new business account because he owns more than 20%, more or equal to 20%. So when he open up the new company account, all of the stuff can be moved to the new account. So business continues, even though this person cannot get into the other old account. Of course, right? The signer has to be someone you trust. So important. Cannot say more about how important that is. So it is important to make arrangements, ladies and gentlemen. This is where, whether you are a astute business person or you just go on the seat flying your pants and you just do whatever has come up, and don't do that. In business, 100% is planning. With that said, let's go to our next point. Business management, business operation. You're not here, you're not seeing your people. So what do you do with business management? You know, business ownership and the business management are two separate things, right? Maybe you were the one doing both, but in reality, they are not the same. They can be separated, right? So since you are deported, since you cannot come in, your visa got rejected right at the gate, you need to appoint a manager right away to come up with a compensation for the manager, right? So the compensation you come up Maybe you are in the foreign country, you don't have enough knowledge of what is the proper compensation for this type of position. Your CPA firm should be able to tell you. We have 12,000 clients. If you tell me what business lines you're in, you tell me what kind of job scope they are going to do for you, and I can give you reference of what kind of salary range that you're looking at. Maybe this manager is going to be that 20% of business owner, who knows? So you need to figure out how to manage the business. Business license is also important. Depends on what business you are running. Maybe that license is something that you need to deal with right away. Normally, the business license is tied with your business. As long as you're not closing your business, reopen your business, that license should stay on. You just renew that every year, right? But some licenses are actually associated with owners. Owners. For example, liquor license. A different state requirement is a little different, but the license is issued on the owner. So if you have two owners, and one is drunk driving record, the other one is no drunk driving record, actually when you submit that application, if this owner is over, the drunk driving record person has ownership that is over a certain percentage. I cannot give you the percentage just because every state is stating that differently. So if you have more than 10% ownership in Iowa, then you have a drug driving record, and it's not going to be approved. So that person cannot have ownership. Can have less than 10%. Okay, so those are the things you want to consider, making sure that your license are, going forward. If you do change ownership, then we just need to update ownership with the licensing board. It's not a big deal. It is something need to be done. You just need to be aware of that, knowing who you brought in, whether they qualify to get that license, right? If you are operating a law firm, of course, the lawyers need to have a license for that state to get license so for your firm to practice in that area. So with that said, and that on the business management side, not only you find a manager, also you care about business license and compliance. If you have something that is going on, the audit is going on, hire professional, have them represent you. You don't have to even present yourself. So that can be done. So knowing that even if you get audited by IRS and you are in Mexico, so what? And you sign POA for your CPA firm to represent you in front of IRS, you don't need to show your face. You don't need to be bodily presenting yourself. No need for that. IRS allows representation to replace your body presentation. You don't have to be there in person. All right. So we covered business operating, business management, right? So we kind of come through, we talk about the structure, and we talk about the banking, we talk about the ownership, and we talk about the management operating. So the other item we have here is owner compensation. This is our number 5, right? So you are the owner, you got deported, and are you going to get any pay out of your company? The company can still pay you a compensation. Just like the salary, if you work in the US, you get paid by salary. Since you are deported, so compensation is paid to your country where you reside. And you are operating outside of US and working in another country. So on company's book, on your US company's book, the amount paid to you is like paying for a contractor. Because your efforts, your sweat, you're doing, it is all outside of the country, and you're also citizen of outside of US. So for that reason, whatever you do is money you made in Mexico. You pay taxes in Mexico just like how everybody else does, but you don't have to pay taxes here because you are a vendor, you are a contractor to the US company. Since you are not in US, You don't even get a 1099 NEC form. No, you don't get it. And the company, your US company does not need to issue a 1099 NEC to you. It just needs to fill up a form called W-8 beneficiary form. So the company would not withhold any taxes for you, would not withhold foreign tax, foreigner income tax withholding on the money they send to you. But can company wire the money to you? Yes. Can company write a US dollar check to you, mail to your Mexico home? Yes. Can the US company, bring you money order mail to you? Yes. So whichever way you want to pay, and you get paid, and you take your taxes at your own country, a U.S. company which you have ownership of and will operate in U.S. like a U.S. citizen. We file taxes, we do things following IRS guidance, Treasury guidance. There's no difference. So we're gonna fill up the form we need to fill up, but you get your pay if you work, right? So for you as a business owner, I don't want you to be worried about, oh, I cannot get paid anymore. What am I going to do in Mexico and I don't have a job? You have a job. You have a remote job. No different from the big company here hiring people in Philippines, have them do call centers and stuff. So you are just like those call center people. You get paid there in Mexico. All your efforts is Mexico efforts. So it's not related to US. All right. Our last point. Our last point is a business tax. Remember we have you converted to C Corp? So the company would report its income and expenses at the company level here in US, right? So the accountant would come up with financial statement. The tax preparer will use the financial statement, come up with taxes. We submit to IRS 21% income tax for the profit you make. So the income tax are paid from the company's bank account, not from your personal account. Okay? And then if your business pay other taxes like payroll tax, sales tax, property tax, all of these taxes that paid out of the company account. So you want to line up a CPA firm for yourself, making sure that your US company is following rules here in US. So that way we don't have any issue. You continue your business, your legacy. If your children are involved, have your CPA firm educate your children. Have them take over the business, do even better. Okay? If you are going to sell the business and you are just like, I'm done, no relatives, I'm here, I cannot do, I want to sell it to my manager, that can be done remotely. That doesn't really, it's not an issue. But the concern is that you want to continue your business while you are not in US. This is what is very important to get done. Connect remotely with your accountant in US. That's a piece of cake. You can do it. And when we work with our international clients, that is how we do. We never need to fly to Australia. Are you kidding? And I've never even been to Australia, but we have Australian clients that we work with, right? So those are the things that can be done remotely. So of course, there's added stress for changing where you are and leaving your business, even leaving your family. I totally understand. But here I am, just bring you very calm knowledge. This is just knowledge. This is no bias. There's nothing to be judged about. We just need to know those 6 steps you need to go through when you come across a situation like that. Okay? Now, let me show you on the website what you're gonna see. Then here is our appointment button I showed you earlier. If you click that button, you will see all our 6 partners. You can tell what are the things we have in our own pocket. Then you literally can book my time. We can talk. And you can also book other partners' time. We give you solutions. You bring us issues, we give you solutions. Okay? And then here is our YouTube channel. It looks like this. I just want to show you what it looked like. You want to subscribe to our channel, and we are the problem solver. And we knew what kind of administrative actions, IRS new rules and regulations, or the other government agencies. All of these new things are business related. So when they are touching businesses, they are on our channel. We talk about things, we guide people through, and just like how we did during the pandemic time. We're timely, we know your needs, so subscribe to our channel. It's like getting a safety net for yourself, and you know what to do ahead of time. All right. And with that, I want to show you if you have any questions you want us to talk about our um, on our webinar time, you want to email Catherine at communitycpa.com. Obviously, what we brought to you is a result of your request. We honor your request. So make sure that you bring your question to us. We put that on internet. We learn it together. We grow it together, right? And call us at this number, 515-288-3188. Our office opens 6 days a week. Yes, not just for tax season, the whole year. We are 6 days a week kind of CPA firm. And you want to remember us and come to Community CPA when you need us. I will see you again. Bye-bye.